Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, I'm very fine. What about you?
Good. It feels so surreal to come back here after so many years.
So, my name is Ansha Bhavan Fencer. I'm from the 11th standard. So, really nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Could you please introduce yourself?
Okay, so my name is Asha Nachi. So I have actually called as Nachi from here. So Peevees actually gave me that name. So when somebody calls me Asha, that's my first name. For me, it takes me a second. Oh, they're calling me, you know. And I studied here for 10 years from the 2005 batch. I was in the boarding school. So I was here. We used to go home only on that time we used to get only second Saturdays, monthly once is when we used to go home. So I was the only little girl at that time when I was in the boarding, and then eventually my friends came in the next 2 years. But yeah, it's an amazing feeling. You will have butterflies in your stomach, you know, looking at all these places. This place used to be where the parents used to come and meet us on the weekends. So I have that memory here. So there will be a lot of parents. So we have one corner for, you know, when our parents will come. So then my schooling here is amazing. That's all I can say. When I was here, I didn't realize it.
Yeah.
But that was my life's most beautiful 10 years. I've learned a lot, unlearned a lot. You know, it's like, what can I say? There's a lot of memories when it says like that. So then I finished school. I did my 12th and then I did my BCom in Mysore, Teresian College. Then I did my master's in Bangalore Alliance Business School. And then when I was in my college is when I got my campus placement. So 6 months to my final year, I was already working, and then I used to do a distant class at that time. And then I think probably 9 months into my work, I had not really enjoyed, you know, going to work every day doing the same thing. It's my head. So then I want to do something else. That's when I decided, and that's when I came across something called as the electronic toilet. So then I researched about it, and then I went in, connected with the team there, and then that was a small company at that time when I had gone into that company. It was only in Kerala, and then I came in, and then we kind of diversified it into another states, and you know, I was heading their national, international markets, and then going ahead, we got a lot of accreditations and awards from many international universities. We connected with Bill Gates and Melinda Foundations. They funded our project, and things got really good at that time. And then we came up with another project, She Taxi, Women Empowerment. I hope you would have known. It had got a lot of media attention at that time. So I was heading that project at that time. And then that went on for 2-3 years. So that's my professional, you know, journey, I can say. And then I started an event management company. That's my passion, to do events. And so I don't do it on regular basis, but then that's also something that I do. And then I have another company called the 7 Dime Wellness, which is into preventive health care. So then we did that back before COVID, and then I was selected as one of the young women entrepreneur for the UN program, selected. But then I couldn't go because COVID happened and things didn't work out that way. And the company didn't do really well at that time, but we still, you know, things don't work every time, up and down. That's how life is.
It must have been hard.
Yeah. So that's about myself.
Really. That's a really nice introduction.
Thank you.
It basically tells like a whole life story.
Yeah.
But like, could you tell me like one of your like problems that you've faced, like in like any of the projects that you've done?
Okay. So now I can tell you an interesting story that happened to me. So I cannot say that is a problem. So women, they say you are a woman, they have a problem. But I never really found that as a challenge for myself. So when we were installing the first electronic toilet in Bombay, there was a clash between the two parties, or you know, politically there was an issue. So I was not very aware of those things. So they said they're going to demolish this thing that we had built. Then this was my first project outside Kerala. Then I had to get it done. It was my prestige. So I stood there throughout the night, got it done. And then when the people came, you know, I said, see, if you're going to get it down, you have to come through me. I had that courage to do it. So I don't know if it was my crack things or that, you know, my maturity or not maturity. I stood there, I got my thing done. That's one of the experience, I have.
So basically, you're very courageous.
Yeah, we have to be courageous, right? Nobody else will be courageous for us. Yeah, that's what you learn here. I think when I was here in school, that's the first things that I've learned from my matron or, you know, my teachers. that nobody else will speak for you. You will have to speak for yourself.
That's really nice.
Yeah, and then especially growing here, we never had the differentiation of boys and girls, and we were treated equally.
If I were to give you a chance in time, or if you were able to go back in time and relive this whole student life, would you still do it?
Of course, I would do it any day. Yeah, without a question, we come back to this life. Yes. So when you're here, you don't really realize you are living a luxurious life, right? You have everything. You have your friends. You have your teachers. You have everything done. You have your library. You have your books, which you don't value when you're here, actually. So the moment you go out is when you realize, okay, I had somebody who gave me food at that time. I have the chejis who looked after me. I had somebody who cleaned it. So that is a luxurious life. And then actually you had somebody to talk to. You have your friends without any, they don't judge you for anything. So you have those. I think that is what growing up here is my most precious thing, to have those friends, to have those connections, to have that family kind of thing. Even now, after all these years, our friends or closest circle is from Peevees. So my daughters are friends with my friends who are from here. So it's like a family that we have grown up. So people think we are kind of relatives or cousins, but we are not relatives, not cousins. We are friends who studied here because we grew up here in the same place, lived here, shared our memories, grew up together. So that way.
So could you tell me one memorable experiences that you had? I'm sure.
I don't have just one. There are a lot of memories that I've had here because I've spent a lot of time here.
Yeah.
So one I can say, my friends, my closest friends, when I came in here is Jenny. I came here, we met here, we're still friends. So there's somebody I would call 2 a.m. She's the one. So that's just one, I think, biggest achievement I've had here. And all of my friends here, like seniors, juniors, we have made like a family. So it's like wherever you go, oh, you're from Peevees, I know you from which batch. So there's that connection with everybody.
Yeah,
so we feel that, we've built that on the way.
That's really nice. Yeah. I have a favorite spot in the school. It's a library, which gives me calm and makes me relax.
Okay.
I could just read books and just relax at that time. I'm sure you must have had one favorite spot, memorable spot, which had a lot of memories. Could you tell one?
Okay, now for me, I have a lot of places that has many memories for me. So I can say the hostel is one place where, we as friends, we used to chit chat, gossip, and then play pranks on each other. So that's one memorable place. And the dining hall. So we used to have, when we were there, we used to eat, every day we used to look forward, oh, today we have this ghee rice and chicken, or, we used to foresee all those, and then we sit, and then we get to be with our friends, sit together, eat. That is one place, I have memories. And I was into sports at that time a lot. So the ground plays a very important, it's after I've gone from school, I've not really gone into sports. So that's one place I really miss,
I'm sure you must have really liked playing sports, because I saw in one of your Instagram pages, you with a lot of trophies. So it must have been really fun for you at that time.
So when I came in school, like I told you, I was really young at that time. So I didn't know I could run, I could, do long jump, or I could even sprint at that time. So one of my seniors, he was the school, he was the house captain at that time. He told me, now there is nobody from Garnet House, you need to run. I said, I can't run. How do you know? Everybody knows how to run. So that's when I first started running. And then from that day, there's no looking back. I think I've won about 8 years for the 10 years that I'm here. 8 years I've won the consecutive years of championship. At that time, I've represented school in basketball, and then we have played for the district. So, yeah.
So, what made you want to become an entrepreneur?
When I started working, it was very monotonous for me. Every day I was doing the same thing. I didn't really enjoy. So, probably back in my head, I always thought, okay, I have to do something of my own. So, that's when I started to, when I shifted the job to something else. Then I was actually finding my spot. Where do I fit best? It's actually trial. So, that's a human tendency, right? The grass is always greener on the other side. So till I started my own thing and still I enjoy doing it, I didn't realize, okay, this is what I wanted to do.
Oh, like that you end up in...
Yeah, I ended up being, I didn't really want to be what I wanted to be from the start. It eventually grew on me.
How was your food in Peevees versus outside world? Was it different?
Okay, so when we were here, so we as a gang, okay, our friends group, we really enjoyed our Friday lunch was ghee rice and beef curry. I still have the taste on my, lingers. I'm a big foodie. I think it started from here, and then eventually when I grew up, when we go out, So when I went out from Peevees, I didn't realize I was missing this food. I was enjoying this food when I went out. I was thinking, okay, I missed that ghee rice and beef curry, Yeah, but the food was really good. It was tasty. All I can say is, if you don't want something, there was a buffet of, food. Even at home, I don't get that kind of luxury of choosing what I want for breakfast. But we have it here. We had it here.
Like, your favorite chef is Jamie Oliver. Why is it?
So I'm a foodie, like I told you. So, and Jamie Oliver, I connect with him in so many ways, because he has, he has done so many food in the food industry, like a revolution in sustainability basis. And then he has fought for the kids, I think he's an Australian. So in schools, they put this junk food. So he fought with the schools and things to keep organic and good produce foods for the kids. We used to have a cooking club at that time here, so we used to have this non-fire cooking. So we used to come up with sandwiches, with when it was Independence Day, we'll make all the flag color sandwiches, things like that. Yeah.
One faculty member that had motivated you to pursue your dreams.
Okay, so I cannot say particular faculty. So most of my teachers have been very, very, very supportive. So when I was here, we had a very student-teacher relationship in classroom, but when we are outside the class, they usually are friends. They tell you, okay, on bigger things in life. And for me, my matron in the hostel, she was my mentor, or one support system that I had. She was like a mother to me. So when I got my first job, and I got my first salary, I had promised her, because she always wanted me to, go and get a job. And then she told me, don't get married. First, go get a job, live for yourself, make your own money, then you marry. Okay, so when I got my job, I got my first salary, I had come here to school. That's the first time I'm coming here, and now it's the second time. So I came here to meet her. So she had literally tears in her eyes.
What is one advice you can give to students?
Okay, so you cannot really prepare somebody for the future that we all don't know, right? So when we were here, we were prepared for something. Even at that time, they didn't know. But all I can say is, make use of every little corner of this place. Your library, your sports, your teachers, everything, your friends. Build this network. Build it up in very strong way, close to your heart. So that's going to build you up in your future. Yeah, that's what I can say. And then whatever you do, do good.
Could you tell me what was the transition that you had from a student to a mother? It must be really wonderful. Could you please tell one?
Motherhood is an experience, nobody really prepares you for motherhood. So when I had my first daughter, I was I was very blank. I didn't know if I was doing it right. So there's no manual to bring up a child, right? But then I wanted to do it right. Whatever, I wanted to do it right is what I had in my mind. And then I think it took a village. I had my family, I had support from everybody when I was raising my child. I was working at that time. And but I think I did a pretty decent job. She's an author now. She's 10 years. I have two daughters, Zoe, 10 years, and Zaya, 6 years. The oldest one is an author. She's wrote a book herself on COVID, and then it's a published book.
So could you tell me how you balance between your work life and your personal life? How do you find a time for both?
So now I'm a very well planned person. So I get up early. I'm the first person to sleep in the house. I have a very proper rhythm in the house that I follow, because I've been here. You get up 4:30. I don't know what time you get up now. For us, it was 4:30 because the prayer time was that early. So matron will come knocking. So we used to have a song that would still in my ears. Gupt gupt hai. That song every single day is the alarm that you used to listen to. And we used to get up, we had the prayer in the loft at that time. So we used to go for prayer, change, and then go to sports. So I had a proper rhythm that I'd followed from my childhood. So I kind of balance my time between work and teaching and, my students and my friends, all that, yeah. So we found that balance actually. And my family, my husband and my kids, we all are on the same page at something or the other thing. We kind of know, okay, this is when Mama's going to go out and do her work and I'm going for a meeting. This is when we have to be here. And I have help around, so that makes it way easier.
Could you tell me one inspirational message that you've learned from Peevees?
Okay, you want me to tell you what I've learned from here? So what I think I should take back from the time that I'm here is that, what it taught me is that you all need to make a difference in your life, but it's up to you what kind of difference you really want to make, right? So when I was here, my ambitions kept changing year after year. So every year they would come and ask, the teachers would come and ask, what is that you want to become? First it was teacher, then it turned to be something else, and then I wanted to be a chef once, and then it kept changing. So till I think till the time, even when I was in the 10th standard, I didn't know if I had to take science or I had to take commerce at that time. So my teachers at that time, I still remember, we had a math teacher. She told me, you have to go into science because you're really good in math. Then I'm like, okay, now I'm really good in math, but I don't really like the subject, right? And I really didn't want to be a doctor or an engineer. I wanted to be something else that nobody else became. That was my thought process at that time, but I always wanted to do something of myself, but I didn't end up being that. But I went into proper BCom and then MBA and then a bank job, and then that's when I realized, okay, this is not what I wanted to be, and then that's when I changed. But I think to take away something from here in school is that you built your relationship here. That is your foundation. You build it with your good heart, and then these are your people. You can come back to them anytime. Yeah,
I'm sure everyone would appreciate that advice.
Yeah.
And that's all, and I'm very happy that I got to meet you once again.
Same here. It's so nice to be here, back here, talking with somebody. So another 10 years, maybe you're on this side, and there'll be a junior there talking to you. Yeah,
maybe.